Hello everyone, welcome back again. So in today's tutorial, I'll be trying to see how to pass in parameters in between our templates, in between our routes. So now let's see how to do that in Express and then in Flask. So I'm going to create simple route, which is going to be for our get, right? So you're using app.get because you are trying to get something. Then I'm going to create a simple route going to be articles. Right, that's what we want to get, and then a function. So the function is going to take a request and then a response. Then here inside here, I'm going to pass in response.send. You're using a simple one to understand it. So I want to make sure that when I pass in that particular parameter inside my URL, I'm able to get a particular stuff here dynamically. So let's see how to do that. So this article was written by this particular author, right? So that's what we want to do. So how do we do that? So first of all, we can just pass in the parameter here. So it's going to be backslash, then colon, then the name of the author. So like it can be the name of the parameter, so author, right? It can be anything. Then in here, I'm going to make it like this, plus, then request, because I'm requesting something, then param, then author, right? Perfect. So if this place was name, I can also make this place as name, right? Okay, perfect. So let's see how it's going to work. You save it, you run it, and then let's hope it works. So I'm going to go to my articles, right? Then the name. So let's give it a name like David. So you see that it's written. So this article was written by David. It's quite interesting. It's actually working perfectly. So if I change it to something different, let's just written by Jesse. It's also working perfectly. So that is one way of trying to pass in parameters in between the URL that it reflects inside our stuff. So let's say we have an article in an HTML file. We want to actually do this particular stuff, not using this but a whole template. So we can do that here. So I'll go to my views file and I'm going to create another one inside my articles. Inside my views, I'll create an articles HTML, right? So articles.js articles. Then I'm going to copy this thing here and then paste it. So this is going to be about articles. So this here that I have something simple. So here I'm going to write it as in my article title, right? Something like that, and then the author. So P is going to be the author of the article, the one that wrote the article. So I want to pass in them dynamically, passing this thing here into this place. So how do I do that? So I'll save this and then I'll show you how to do that. So in Express, there are two main ways of trying to pass in parameters into your template. So we can just use this format, which is used to pass in expressions, right? And then this format here, which is also used to pass in functions. So like in this format, is the basic thing is that it's going to be something like this. There's no need of this. If you are trying to put an expression, then it's going to be like this. But if you're trying to put your functions, your conditionals, then it's going to be without this equal to, right? Okay, so that is what we want to do. So let's see how to do that. So it's going to be here. So I'm just going to pass in my quotation and then close it again. So I'm closing it with this and then this, right? Mind you, this is if you want to put a function, the conditional. But if you want to put the result of that function, the result of that conditional, the expression, is going to go with the equal to, right? This is for EJS. So there are several templating engine formats that you can use. Okay, but this one is for EJS. So here, then I'm going to come to this place, right? I'm going to change it. So let's work on it here. So here I'm going to change it from request.send to render because I'm trying to render it onto an HTML file. So it's going to be response.render. Then I'm going to pass in the name of my file. So article, which is here, articles, right? This one here, articles. Then I'm going to supply something. So I'm going to apply say author, then request dot params dot name. just like this place that I passed it, just like this thing here. That is actually the same. So I'm storing it inside something called author, right? Okay, perfect. So I'll save this one, and I'm going to send this author here into my EJS file inside my HTML here. Now paste it here. Perfect. So if I save it and I run it, so I'm going to save it and I'm going to see whether everything is working perfectly. It is working. Now if I go back to this place and I run it back again, let's go back to my article. Perfect. So that it has changed it automatically. That is one nice way of doing it. So I've been able to pass in a parameter inside my URL into my HTML file, right? So if I change the name from here to something like Donald Trump, right? It automatically changes very nicely. So that's one way of trying to pass in your parameters in between the URL to your template file, right? Using the template engine. That is one nice thing about it. Perfect, right? So now let's see how to do this particular thing that we did inside Flask, right? Not inside. We have seen how to do that in the Express. Now let's see how to do that inside Flask. So I'll go back to my Flask and open it as double here. Then inside my Flask. Okay, so how do we do this particular thing that we did here in Flask? So it's quite easy. So in Flask, I'm just going to be the same thing. So I'm going to copy this one and then paste it here. Then I'm going to call it as articles, and then change the function here to articles. Perfect. So how do I pass in a parameter to a particular stuff without it seeing it? So first of all, let's go with a simple one. So this article was written by such and such, right? So with this same format, I can just pass in a particular variable. So I can just do it like that, slash, then the name. So I can make it like author. Then I'll pass this author here that I have here into this place. But unlike JavaScript that you have to bring a colon, in Flash we don't do it like this. You don't bring a colon, rather you bring a closing bracket, right? A square bracket. Is it square? I don't know what it is equal to a greater sign. This one here, then you pass it here, right? And then you're going to supply it as author. Perfect. So now let's see whether it's going to work. So I'll save it, and then let's open our format Flask. Here is going to be ls python app.py. Okay, so it is opening on this particular port, on port 5000. So let me copy it here and then paste it, right? So it is working. Hello world, this is Flask. So if I navigate to my articles slash, let's give it a name like, let's say David. Perfect. So that is working well. So this article was written by David. So the same concept that we did in Flask in Express, the same thing that we can do in Flask here. Right? So now how do we actually make it pass this thing into a template, right? Instead of it passing it straight away like a string. So I'll just go to my templates here, right? And I'm going to create another folder, another file. I'm going to call it as, inside my templates folder, I'm going to call it as articles.html. Then I'll paste this, copy this, paste here. Then here I'm just going to call it as my articles, right? And then I'm just going to pass in simple author. So the author is what I'm going to put here. So just like in Express, we had this format, right, to be able to insert expressions into our template, that is if you're using EJS, and then this format to do with conditionals, functions. The same way that in Flask we just use this format, this GJ template stuff. This one for the expressions and then this one for the functions. So let's see how to do that here. So because I want to put an expression there, I'm just going to put this here, right, my parameter there. So author, so this author is coming from here, right? This author here is coming from this author here. So now let's see how to do that. So I'll just clean up this, and then I'm going to call it as return the render template, right? Because I'm taking a particular template. Then I'm going to pass in the name of my template, so articles.html. It's very important. Then I'm going to pass in my parameter, so author is equal to author. So this author here is what I'm sending to my articles here, right? It's very, very important. So let's save it and then let's run it and see. Perfect. See that now it's working well. So articles David, which was exactly like this one here, right? It's quite interesting, very interesting. So if I change the name from here to, let's give it a name like John, so automatically changes it, right? That is one way to pass in parameters in between our URLs and then through our template. So now let's compare it and see how it is. So to on comparing it, realize that it's actually very similar for both Express and then for Flask. So in Flask, all we needed was to just pass in a particular to the route. In Express, just the same thing, right? And then we are passing in our parameter here, and then here to also pass in the particular parameter here, which is quite the same. Very, very simple, very basic. So that is the basic similarity between them, which is quite easy. So thank you for watching. If you have any question or contribution, you can just put inside the comment section so that everybody can benefit. Please don't forget to subscribe. Stay blessed.